The MCM HS department is committed to provide HS students with a relevant, high quality, and world class education that will equip learners with the necessary capability to traverse the 21st century and vocalize their thoughts in a safe space.
Hello, my name is Edermante, and I will be your host for our first ever English podcast of 2022, Duma Parlement. We will be joined by our guest, our high school student government president, Lendon Gabato. Thank you for coming here. Our main topics today will be how Happy New Year is celebrated in different cultures and traditions. We will be talking about New Year's resolutions, how it's celebrated all around the world, and how the school is holding up with the 2-week break, the status of the school, and everything in regards to face-to-face. We will also be talking about questions asked by the students towards our president, Lendon Gabato.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Eds!
Well, how are you this New Year 2022?
Well, just like the previous year, continuing with my ACADS and my work as the president of the student government.
That must be really hard. It's really hard to keep track of what year it is. I think it's 2022, 2021, 2020. So, thank you for accepting our invite to be our guest for our very first podcast this year of 2022.
It's a pleasure and thanks for having me.
So, now, on the topic of New Year, what comes to mind?
Well, New Year, new me.
Oh,
New Year,
yes.
new resolutions.
Correct. New Year, new me. But do people really fall through that? Now, New Year resolutions. I would like to ask, if it's not that personal, what are your New Year resolutions, London?
Well, to be productive, not only to my academics, but also to be more productive in the student government as we are nearing in the end of the academic year. How
That
about
is
you,
true.
Eds?
Before me, would you like to remind the people when the end of our academic school year is?
Well, probably it will be around the last week of May or the first week of June. There's no final yet since we had the academic health break for 2 weeks, so there's no yet announcement coming from the office of the principal.
Well, that's good to know. Okay then, resolutions. I don't really believe in resolutions. But if you had to ask me what mine were, then maybe get more fit, study more, the basics. Ones that you'd easily forget after a week. But it's alright. I'm not alone. Now, New Year is celebrated differently all around the world. Same as Christmas and other various holidays like Valentine's. How do you celebrate your New Year in your home or in your hometown?
Well, New Year is just celebrating it with entire family because we want to welcome the new year with a happy and strong relation as a family.
Were there any differences with this new year compared to last or the past few years of New Year celebrations?
Well, there is, given the current circumstances of the COVID, other family members are unable to attend since they are far from Davao.
That is sad, but we're not alone. Many families experience that, but it's also for our safety, so it's understandable.
Yes.
I would like to ask too, how's the status of the school, everything in regards to face-to-face classes and all?
Well, given the current situation with the alert status of the city and rising COVID cases, it is really impossible now for this academic year to conduct face-to-face classes, especially that we have already started the second semester. So probably and most likely, limited face-to-face in the senior high school will start at most in the next academic year. So for those grade 12 students who would stay in MCM for college, they will surely experience the limited face-to-face given by the CHAD memorandum.
Wow. So, people who will stay, just like me, we might get a taste of face to face. But for those leaving, well, I guess it'll still be face to face, just in a different school. I think that's all for our first half.
So, the students are asking. For this podcast, they have asked, for graduating students, will there be a photo shoot given by the school or inside of the school? And the second, are there any other announcements that are important that should be given by our president?
Well, for the first question regarding if there will be any pictorial for the graduating students, there is still no final announcement coming from the school, but given the experience from the last school year, I'm sure there will be, and it is already in talks, the possibility of it will be by section again, coming to school and taking the pictorial to be safe and able to meet. So it's very important also that it should be by section to avoid any crowding of students. And the next question was if there will be any announcement. Yes, there is a major announcement and I will deliver it. There will be a transition in the student government by the moderator because our moderator will be leaving the institution already. So whoever will be the next moderator of the student government, there's no names yet coming from the principal or any of the school administration. So it's very sad to hear that teacher was a very skillful and good, a kind one also, will be leaving. But of course, that person has his reasons. So who will ever be the next moderator of the student government? We will now discuss the plans regarding the upcoming intramurals, which will be held on April. As per talks in the previous weeks, we are planning that the clubs will participate for the intramurals to be much more open and diverse. So of course, we are expecting also our clubs to help us out and to plan as early as now what they can share for the intramurals. So of course, we have to understand that there are limitations given the fact that it is celebrated via online. So I just wish that It could be a face-to-face so that many students could get along. But of course, we have to understand the situation of today. And with regards for further announcements for the intramurals, we will give it to the students very soon. Of course, your class presidents will also share it out to you, our fellow Malayans.
Wow. Those answers were such a roller coaster of emotions, from sappy announcements to exciting announcements. Whoever that moderator is, we wish them well. And for intramurals, you've heard it here first from our SSG president, Lendon.
Yes, to our Malayans, expect this coming April, if schedule will not be changed, that will be our intramurals. So I hope that our fellow Malayans will join the various programs that will be available to you, because this intramurals is, of course, for you. Of course, and lastly pala, the student government would like to extend its appreciation to all the Malayans for their support, especially to the class presidents, for helping us out, reaching our fellow Malayans. This pandemic has been a roller coaster ride. It has restrained us from meeting people, but given the online setup, your SSG has keeping working hand in hand to be able to serve our fellow Malayans.
Wow. Thank you for those very heartwarming words, Lendon. Well, that was a lot for today. From our greetings, Happy New Year from the English Club, Duma Parlement, to all of our listeners, to talking about our New Year's resolution, how they were celebrated in different cultures, the status of our school with our face-to-face thing, and our 2-week break for graduating students and what's their future to be, and the very long and intricate announcement coming from our SSG president, Lendon. Thank you for being here, SSG President Lendon Gabato. We hope to have you here again soon in the near future for more updates.
Of course, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me to the English Club, and to the Kauman. Thank you for teaming up to have this grand podcast of yours. I hope to be back soon, and of course to the next guest. I hope to hear from them very soon. And to our fellow Malayans, always keep safe, social distance, and stay healthy. Thank you, and God bless you all.
As to you, Lendon. Hi everyone! Leave your messages and requests for our next podcast next month for the upcoming Day of Hearts. We're here posting every end of the 2 weeks and twice a month. Hope to hear from you next time. There will be links left below where you can leave your suggestions and messages that will be moderated. Only students inside MCM can leave their input. Again, Edermante, your host, signing off.